Good evening, ma'am. This is Pawan from Kanpur, network engineer, DSM Infocom Private Limited.
Okay, Pawan. Nice to see you. Sanjeev, Ashwin.
Hello.
Yeah, Ashwin, you're audible.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Ashwin Naikodi. I am from Mumbai. Just now, recently, I joined the Grix of Technology as a L1 desktop support engineer. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Sanjay. Shivraj. Yeah, Anwar, you go ahead.
Yeah, hello. Am I here?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, Hindi or English?
Anything, whatever you're comfortable.
जी मेरा नाम अनवार अहमद है, मैं फ्रैंकफर्ट के पास जर्मनी से बात कर रहा हूँ और आज मेरी पहली क्लास है, मैं इसको ज्वाइन कर रहा हूँ। तो लाइकली मैं सिर्फ ये है कि मेरा इंटरेस्ट था कि मैं ये कोर्स करूँ, उसके लिए मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ और आपका कोऑपरेशन जो है उसके लिए मैं आपका थैंकफुल रहूँगा। बहुत शुक्रिया।
Thank you. Yes, Shivraj.
हाँ मैडम बोलिए। मैडम आई टेलिंग दैट ना ऑलरेडी टेलिंग दैट।
Okay, you are done.
Yeah, yes, we're done, madam.
Okay, sorry, I forgot that. Okay, all right, okay, sorry about that. Raju, and then we have Faisal.
Hi, good evening, this is Raju. I'm from Hyderabad. I'm working as a network engineer. I'm having the more than 10 years experience.
Okay, great. Faisal. Naveen.
Hi all, I am from Mumbai and working in Accenture as a network engineer.
Great, good. Manish. Okay. Akanksh.
Yeah, I'd say Akansh.
Akansh, okay, Akansh, right.
Yeah, it used to be with E, but now it's changed to A, so now it's difficult to pronounce. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm currently residing in Gurgaon and I'm working as a senior support engineer.
Okay. Okay, great. All right, I guess most of you are done. Anyone left, please come ahead because again, I'm just seeing repetitions of your names. Santosh is here. Anyway, so let's get started. Basically, this course will be for your Palo Alto networks, and like most of you are already from the network background. Most of you are working professionals. So this Palo Alto company, they are the market leader in cybersecurity. You know that already. So recent in year 2023, they got so many awards also. For example, they got the Frost Radar for 223 leader also. Then they have Giga Ohm Radar Award. So these all are from the Palo Alto networks. So they are continuously contributing in the cybersecurity, just like champions, right? And now what actually Palo Alto company is doing, so they are actually designing some sort of security solutions for your different area of concerns. So when we say security solutions, that means they have security solutions for your cloud also, for your endpoint also, and for your network layer, that is the perimetry devices also. So when we say perimetry device, let's say we have an organization. This is my organization. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So let's say this is my company that called abc.com. And here this is not just website. Now I'm saying this is, let's say, my office, company office in city number 1. And here somewhere this is the exit of my company where I'm connecting to some other ISP somehow, right? So there will be connections happening. Internal, there might be, I don't know, there will be some dense topology also. So here, how many type of security we might need? So one type of security, whenever the packets are approaching towards your firewall, let's say this is your firewall. So here you need security. Second thing is that this is your LAN, this is your area, this is your own concern, your departments, and so you do have your portals, everything working on them. So you need security on them also. Such kind of security, we call it endpoint security. This kind of security that you provide at the perimeter level of your organization, that is called your network security, right? So this kind of network security, we normally usually achieve with the help of certain kind of rules that we implement on any device that is sitting on your perimeter of the firewall of your organization. So sometime you can imagine this could be your router also, right? We can have some certain kind of rules. You must have heard something called ACL rules, access control lists. Anyone of you know about ACL?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
So ACL is nothing but, okay,
Set up the law and the next statement.
okay, Sanjeev and Kapil both are having issues with audio. I'm not too sure, but Sanjeev, I think everyone else is able to listen. So you please check with your sound system. Okay, so access control list. If you are talking about your firewall, you are talking about those rules only, right? For example, let's say you just imagine everything for the real life example. You have a couple of people who are working with you. You forget about digital media and all. Let's say we are just non-digital environment right now. We have at least 100 people who are working with us. How you will basically protect your organization? So you know, like there should be no worker who will be doing the violations in your own organization, or there will be no further vulnerability or any attack that might be coming from outside towards you, or vice versa also. So this kind of insecurities, this kind of threats, or whatever you want to say, these things are something that you have to secure your organization from. So you always secure your LAN from outside internet. So from whenever we have some certain kind of rules, depending upon the level of organization, it could be small level, could be middle level range, or maybe it could be very high level range. Scalability I'm talking about over here now. If it's a very small organization, you can just implement those rules with the help of router only. You don't need to buy any firewall at all. Firewall means if you have a router and your organization is only 10 people, or a small normal startup organization, you don't need to have firewall at all. You can just implement those access control list rules on a router. In access control list or ACL, what you will mention, you will say, what is the data? First of all, you will work on your what factor, then you will work on who factor. Together them all, we call it a rule, right? What means what you want to restrict, what you want to allow, what you want to deny. Who means from whom, who will be the source and who will be the destination. So if you remember, we do have OSI model. So that is the building block of our computer networks or anything. So far, we are working on the cybersecurity areas. OSI model, it is the main backbone. So we have 7 layers. You remember all those layers? 7th layer is application, presentation, then session, transport, network, data link, and physical. Okay, so you know very well, top 3 layer of OSI, they talk about something that is called what factor. Next 3 layers, they talk about something that is related to who factor. Okay, so this is who factor. Then you have a physical network. So this is nothing but it is your actual signals that you will be generating over the wire, and they will be sent from client to destination side. Your source to destination side will happen these transitions. So now what you want to secure? So that is idea, right? If I'm sending hi to someone on WhatsApp, they are supposed to be receiving that hi on the WhatsApp only. It's not there. I'm sending on WhatsApp hi to them and they are receiving hi on Facebook Messenger. So this kind of unsynchronicities, this kind of any mismatches between the data communication, they are being handed over to the first 3 layers of your OSI. So OSI is designed in such a way, whatever you want to deliver, it should be delivered in the same format that you are generated in the original form. So same thing, when you apply rules, regulations, you will work on these two factors. So these two factors will obviously follow everything as per the layers. And guys, please put yourself on mute if you are not talking, please. All of you put yourself on mute. Okay. So what factor means? Okay, again, somebody. Okay. Thank you. Please put yourself on mute. It's creating some sort of disturbance to others. Right. So what means any application that you want to save, any website, that means URL, then maybe a particular, let's say you just want to say some sort of special software like that comes under your VPN. So these kind of, maybe you want to go with another level of security. Nobody should be allowed to go for .doc files through the internet, either uploading or downloading. I don't want to allow them. Maybe same thing could happen to PDF also, maybe in other format also, right? So now everything, even we are right now on the Zoom, everything is nothing but it is a kind of data traffic only. Every time, let's say you're trying to open www.google.com, right? So let's say I say HTTPS. Let me change the color. I think it's very, very dull. So HTTPS, let's say, then I say www. Here is the column thing, / www.cisco.com, let's say, right? If I try to open this website, can anyone tell me what will be the first thing that will occur? Very first thing when you are done with the enter, how you will be doing it?
DNS query will be.
Yes. Anyone else?
Yeah, it will map from
and give the user interface to users.
mapping will be there from URL to IP address. So that
Yes, that is called DNS resolve.
DNS, yeah.
So DNS will be the first step, because see, we can just understand, we can take a deep breath, right? Understand what is happening. This is our PC and this is somewhere on Google's server. You are trying to have this connection through internet and somewhere. Now, who you are a digital electronic device. Okay. So this computational device, this system, it is aware of everything that is a computational based data. That means all 0101 it understand. And this www.cisco.com, this is not your digital, this is not your 01 format. So at end of the day, everything will be turning into 001. And you have to be, there is no need to be surprised, but every single thing will be turning into number. Let it be first, it will be turning into decimal, and then we can understand it will be going into the binary way. This HTTPS, it is nothing but that is your port number. Okay. Then this comes here www.cisco.com. That is nothing but a public IP. Let's say what is the Cisco IP? I don't know. But let's say for the example, this is my IP that I want to reach. So now it is all game of your numbers only. 443. Then you have 9.9.9. This is what you're trying to achieve. And this 9.9.9, your DNS would have given to you in the very first step. So this, all these things will be, now it is easy for your computer to understand, because computer understand the language of numbers. Everything will be a number only. So now if you want to do this one, so here the port number is 443. Which layer of OSI decided this 443? So what is the significance of this here OSI?
Application layer.
Yes.
Application layer, yeah.
Definitely. So here your application, that is also saying what factor, what means application layer is deciding what are you trying to do over internet. So any kind of traffic you are generating, that will be responsible. That will be the responsibility of your application layer. So application layer is designed in such a way everything is nothing but that is your if then else condition in the software level also, right? So we have this computer system few years back. The first computers, then they came into the market, they were having their operating system and nobody knew it, like they will be going through networking and one day internet will be the life. It is like deep dense part of our life also. So the earlier computers, they were having their operating system, and then later on external, they have to install something called a network operating system also. You heard the term called novel netware. So novel netware was the first of network operating system that people used. So, but the problem is nowadays, what is our network operating system? That is your TCP IP suite. This is your network operating system who is managing everything. So now you can ask this question, where exactly the OSI layers you see in the computer system? So that is your TCP IP suite, right? So everything as per your data, whatever you are trying to interact with internet and you're trying to generate, first of all, you will be labeled up with the port number that is dedicated to it. So this will be this will be the responsibility of your network operating system. And under that, 7th layer will come into picture, that is your application layer. So application layer is the one who will decide, okay, fine, because it is HTTPS, so the port number 443 will be the service, right? So this is responsible for your services. Now, when you say, I want to have a firewall, I want to just filter my traffic. So you want to filter, maybe you don't want to have your anyone from the LAN user, they can access any of the websites. So simple, you block 443 only. So it will be blocking everything. Nobody will be able to access Internet Explorer or any Internet Explorer at all, because all the services are dropped, right? So how you open any web page, you will be using HTTP or HTTPS service. Either it is 80 port number or 443. So you can allow or deny according to you. Or other thing may be, I have a different requirement. I do not want to give my remote access to anyone else. So when I say remote access, what is remote access?
22.
Sorry?
SSH. So TCP port 22.
Yeah, SSH could be there. Your telnet could be there. So these both have remote access only. So these are two services of your application layer. Application layer is having so many services. So let's say this is SSH or this is a telnet. So this telnet is port number 23, right? So this is clear text remote access. What do I mean by clear text? Means if you will capture those packets on Wireshark for telnet, if you will generate TCP stream out of it, it will show you who was the username, right? How to extract the username stuff. It will tell clearly who was the username and what was the password it was using. So it is clearly mentioned. But when it comes to SSH, it is not readable format for human. It will be not easy to understand it. Still, yes, anyone can on the in the world, they can still capture it, but it will not be very readable format. But this telnet port number 23, this is a dangerous port number. Anyone can come to know, okay, this was a username, this was the password. So that person can also take the remote access by using the same username and password. So that is a drawback of your telnet. So remote access comes in two ways. One is clear text, that is your telnet. Another one is encrypted, that is your SSH. So why only TCP stream? Any idea? What is the connection between, okay, let's say, first of all, let's enlist all those services of your application layer. Application layer services, anyone knows? What is the layer 7 services? HTTP is first one. Number 2, HTTPS.
DNS.
DNS, yes.
DHCP.
DHCP, yes.
TCP and UDP as well.
TCP, UDP. I'm just writing whatever you are saying. With what one is right, what one is wrong, we will say. But yes, 6th number.
SSH, telnet. FTP.
Yes, FTP, correct.
SMTP.
SMTP, correct.
JPEG.
POP3.
Yeah.
POP.
SNMP as well.
IMAP.
Yes, correct. Okay, so let's say these all are your layer 7 services. Layer 7 services means these are the kind of traffic that can be generated by a user whenever the user is interacting with the internet, right? Right now, we all are on the Zoom. Can anyone decide? Can anyone figure it out which kind of traffic we are generating right now on the Zoom? It is live streaming.
It's UDP.
UDP. And it is on transport layer, I think, not on application.
Okay, so this is UDP, TCP. By the way, let me correct all of you who said TCP and UDP are the services of application layer. So no, TCP and UDP, they comes only when layer 4 activity will come into picture. I come to that point also. What is the connection between layer 7 and layer 4? But this is not here. Only these others are correct. Every single thing is correct, not TCP and UDP. Okay, these two are the protocols. These are the services. This is the list of protocols, not port numbers. We have two things. One is called your port number. Another one is called your protocol number. Okay, so TCP and UDP, if you will search on Google also, you will find only their protocol number. TCP is, what is the protocol number for TCP? 6. And UDP's port number is 17. Similarly, you will never find anything such as it is called TCP's port number. Nah, this is not done. You will have protocol number. The reason is so that layer 7 can be distinguished from the way whatever is happening on layer 4. So their terminology is also differ. Layer 4, you will have protocol number. Everything, these things, whatever we have mentioned here, other than these two, right? So they all have port numbers. So layer 7 is associated with the port numbers, not protocol numbers. Now the connection between your layer 7 and layer 4 is any kind of traffic. Let's say I'm doing this Zoom. Okay, we are on the Zoom live stream. So there is a protocol. It is called Quick, if you know. So that is called UDP SSL over UDP. So this is what is going on now. So this is kind of your, we will say the traffic that we are generating over here. This is a live streaming traffic, by the way. And protocols are these layer 4 protocols. These are the delivery boys. It is like their duty is whatever the client machine has figured it out. Layer 4's delivery boy's job will be to, okay, fine, if this is my client, this is, or let's say this is my source, this is my destination, whatever this is source, this is my destination. So you have to say, let's say I am on Google Chrome trying to open www.cisco.com. It will say I have a traffic to send 443 from this IP, this network, blah, 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 when it will be coming from all the way from layer 7 to layer 1. And then it will be handed over to the destination. So that was the reason why I was saying, if I'm sending you hi on WhatsApp, then I'm expecting you are receiving hi on WhatsApp only. It's not nowhere going into the Facebook Messenger. So that is the reason, whatever the port number is, who is deciding WhatsApp means WhatsApp only, Facebook Messenger means Facebook Messenger only. Who is deciding this? It is your port number, your service. So service is the one that will, if it is decided, it is like somebody stamped it. So it is like now it cannot be changed. So you have to resolve this one. You have to process this traffic as per the rules of port number 443. But now it will be delivered from source to destination. How the delivery will happen now? So that is the reason layer 4, it is called your transport layer. Transport layer's job is to take every single thing from the source side and deliver it to the destination side. So that is the role of your transport layer. So the transport layer works on two protocols. One is called your TCP. Another one is called your UDP. We have third one protocol also. It is called SCTP, but that is for some different purpose. So that will not be discussed right now. It will be otherwise different discussion. So TCP and UDP, these are 2 port numbers here. Let's say I have, and now depending upon the service, their underlying layer 4 protocol, let it be few of the services, they use TCP as their delivery boy. Few of the services, they use UDP as their delivery boy. So every layer is basically associated with one of the layer 4 protocol. Without this connection, layer 4 has to come into picture. So there should be a connection between layer 7 and layer 4. For example, HTTP, TCP is the delivery boy. HTTPS, TCP is the delivery boy. DNS, can anyone tell me what is the delivery boy for DNS?
It's UDP and TCP both.
Yes,
UDP
exactly. So why it is, we will also now discuss that only. That is important to discuss. Why TCP and UDP both, right? Okay, so DNS is the service that uses both TCP and UDP. DHCP? Anyone?
UDP only.
UDP.
UDP. Telnet? TCP.
TCP.
FTP?
UDP.
TCP, UDP, both.
Yes, here they both come into picture, clear. So POP3, SMTP, IMAP, these all are the email services. Here what? TCP or UDP?
TCP.
TCP.
Okay, here there you have a choice, either TCP or UDP. Okay, I'm going to write down one link over here. All of you, please try to download these. These are the Wireshark packet captures. It is called www.packetlife.net. So this website, it has a wonderful collection of packet captures from Wireshark. So you try to download the packet capture, let's say for SMTP. Maybe you try to capture the packets for your ARP, something like this, right? So these are the different traffic that is being generated over the wire. You capture those and open it with Wireshark. When you will see, for example, how Wireshark will showcase you these packet captures, it will start from layer 1, then the layer 2 will come into picture, layer 3 will come into picture, layer 4, and then layer 7 stuff will come here. If you are saying up to these 5 lines, layer 4 and then layer 5 is also, layer 7 is also coming. So that way, that means your traffic was generated from at least layer 7. But if you are able to see only first 2, that means it is a layer 2 traffic. It will never hit layer 3 also. Then if it is only IP based, let's say you are trying to ping somebody, ICMP, it's a layer 3 traffic. You will never hit layer 4 and layer 7. So depending upon the traffic, which layer has generated it, so you will see those many lines in the Wireshark, right? So that is the fundamental behind your Wireshark. So you please go ahead. This is, you will be really feeling the confident on some topics where you are confused, like where TCP will come into picture, where UDP will come into picture. But yes, layer 7 services will be delivered from source to destination and vice versa with the help of layer 4 protocols. Either it will be handed over to TCP or UDP. In certain cases, there are few exceptional cases, both TCP and UDP will come into picture. So now I was talking about this Palo Alto Firewall. So this Palo Alto Firewall, it will be, firewall means you will have certain kind of rules only, right? So you will be working on the configuration part. So for example, firewall is what? It is a kind of device only, just like router, switch. This firewall, it is again one kind of network device only. So just like other network devices, you will have certain kind of interfaces here, right? So let's say these are all are my interfaces. So now let's identify these all interfaces first. These interfaces, number one, you have to understand Palo Alto Firewall logically divided into 2 parts. One is called your management plane. Another one is called your data plane. Okay. So management plane and data plane, these are the 2 logical layers of operating system of your firewall. So operating system of firewall, usually it is called PAN-OS. Okay, so that is called Palo Alto Networks Operating System. It is shortened for PanOS. So PanOS, it is operating system based upon Linux. We do have Linux distributions. So for example, it comes under Linux. Under Linux, we do have a distribution. It is called CentOS. And from CentOS, it came as the idea of PanOS. So your root is basically from Linux environment. Under Linux environment, just like in Microsoft Windows, we say something is called a service. Okay, we say something is a execution service is going on or something. So in Linux, these kind of terminology, it is called daemon. Okay, so everything is turned into daemon. So this is just a terminology in Linux environment that we have. Now this management and data plane, let's just take one example again from real life. Somebody asked me a question. I always give this example in most of my batches also, because I feel this is easy to understand. So somebody asked me, how was your day? I said my first half was not that great. It was tiring, but yes, later part was really good. So that does not mean I cut down my day into 2 parts. So that is a concept, right? You know, you understand very well that a day cannot be cut down into 2 pieces. Same logic. Your firewall's operating system, it is like there is no layers, there is no steps between here. So they are just a concept. Your firewall, how it is taking the decisions on whatever the data is coming towards and towards your firewall, and whatever the data will be getting out of your perimeter devices. So this is just a concept. So this is if then else conditions. So there are certain kind of services or daemons. They are being the part of your management plane. So that means there are certain kind of functionalities. They are dedicated to your management plane only. And there are certain kind of other functionalities where we have different kind of daemons, or we do have different kind of functionalities here. So these 2 parts of your operating system, they are working in a team so that your firewall can work independently, parallelly on multiple things. For example, whatever the traffic will be handled by your management plane, that will be different than your data plane. So management plane, because as its name is suggesting, management plane will be responsible for some higher abstract level data. So that higher level abstract data means your operating system upgradation, for example. Okay, maybe you are upgrading or downgrading your operating system. You are going to update your licenses. You are applying certain kind of licenses of your firewall. Then user authentication, user access will come into picture here. You are trying to log in into your firewall through graphical user interface, that GUI access will come here only, right? So these all things will come into picture. These are just a few examples. Other than that, your management plane is responsible for configuration, validation of that configuration, whatever I have done. Is it wrong, right, syntactically, semantically? Is it making some sense out of it or not? Configuration. Here is a typo. Okay, so configuration, logging, and reporting. These 3 are dedicated to your management only. So for example, what is a log? Log is a file that you can trace whatso have happened to a particular thing in the firewall. Now, what do I mean by that particular term called thing? So now we have to understand what is the role of a daemon first. Then daemon will create certain kind of a log file. So this logging and reporting is totally depending on the term called daemon. Now, let's say I have created a static route. Okay, so let's say I have created any random static route here. This static route, in normal routers, how we do it, we just give the destination network, and then you will give the next hop, like who will be handling this traffic. After that next hop is always some other, your next router's interface. So this is your static route. In firewall, if you are doing any routing related stuff, let's say static, dynamic, whatever, so there is a specific software process that is responsible for that is maintaining your routing table. Let it be static, dynamic, default, whatever it is. So there is a particular process behind it. So that process is nothing but a daemon. In Linux environment, that name of the process is called daemon. So this daemon, it is called route D. So this is the process. So if your firewalls routing is not working properly, you're not able to reach some website, you're not able to have connectivity with any of your devices, or let's say some sort of server, you are keep on losing connection, disconnection, some fluctuations are there. You may be interested to check your routing table. So your routing table is being maintained by route daemon. D stands for daemon, route D. So what you will check in the under your route D? So you will say, route D, give me the log. I want to check what exactly is going on, why the traffic is dropped, why I am not able to reach the particular destination. So here comes the role of your daemon. Every problem, let's say if I am the customer, normally why we have this Palo Alto training and all, maybe people, they are targeting their role as a tech engineer, or they are already working, they want to understand their role in a better way, or maybe some sort of, you want to change your field or whatever. Whenever you are working, so on floor till date, whatever I have handled any case, or whatever the engineers, all those tech engineers that I have trained. So first of all, I always say them, normally what is a tech is a technical assistant center engineer. In the world, people have, whosoever is using Palo Alto's firewall. So let's say any hospital's firewall, any other organization's firewall, basic firewall of Palo Alto, that is 200 also, or 220 series firewall also, very small hardware firewalls. These firewalls also may cost you a few lakhs, right? So you higher range firewalls, they are also much more costly. So that means now you will not spend lakhs of money, right, in just to buy a firewall for your house. No, these firewalls are designed to provide the security solutions for your organization, not for your home security. So if any organization in any banking, medical, any other, anything, airlines, any organization, if they are using any firewall and they are having some issues with the firewall, let's say they blocked a certain kind of website, but they are already being whitelisted. Whitelisted means the traffic is still flowing through the wire. They are not happy with this. So they are trying to troubleshoot it, but still they are unable to do it. So what will happen? Palo Alto Networks, they have a method how the problems will be sorted out. It is like, just like we are having some problem with our banking. Normally you will reach out to the banking customer care. Same thing, you will reach out to your tax center. You will raise a complaint, then your ticket would be, whatever the complaint ticket, it would be handed over to one of the tech engineer that will be the part of the Palo Alto Networks troubleshooting team. So what will happen? Normally, I say my all tech engineers, those trainees, it is very important to listen the problem, whatever the customer is facing. Because your next attack is, you have to identify the daemon only. You have to understand whatever the customer is saying. If customer is saying, I'm not able to log in into my firewall. So here daemon is not route D now. So you have to first understand the problem, and then you have to figure it out, what is the daemon the customer is actually facing problem with. So now if you have a user authentication related problem, there is a different daemon. So that daemon is, for example, it is not for example, that daemon is for sure, it is auth D, authentication daemon. So every single problem, it is nothing but you have to go for the log analysis purpose. You have to find out the log for every daemon, whatever is causing the problem. Every solution is in the log file of the Palo Alto's firewall. So first of all, identify that daemon. So now management plane and data plane, both are having more than 120 plus. Together, there are more than 120 plus daemons. Few of them are totally dedicated to management plane. Few of them are totally dedicated to data plane. And there are few daemons who are working here and there in the both side. So now somehow we have some idea whatever is going on in the firewall, that is going through your daemon part. So you have to have some knowledge, what are the various daemons, what are their roles, how to fetch the log file from them so that you can troubleshoot your problem. So this management plane, it will be responsible for all kind of log files that every daemon is creating. So this is the reason I said here, So that was the reason I said management plane is responsible for logging and reporting. If you have external server where you want to send these log files, you can go through reporting also. So that means you want to transfer all the logs to some external server. Then you have configuration. You created certain kind of security rules. Let's say you want to apply some kind of NAT also, network address translation. All those rules will be coming as part of your configuration. Now we do have two types of configuration. If I'm talking about config part, I have two type of configuration. One is called your running configuration. Another one is called your candidate configuration. Anyone who's having some idea what is running and candidate configuration? I mean, on a router, how many types of configuration we do have? Let's say Cisco router.
2.
Yeah. So may I have the name for them? If I'm talking about router, we do
running and startup.
Startup and running.
Running configuration. Yes.
Right. Similarly, whatever is there on the router, startup means saved configuration. You have to save it so that next time if you are logging off from your router, whatever you have configured, you should not lose that configuration. That is a saved part. Running means unsaved copy. Okay. So same thing, please do not get confused with this part. So remove every single thing that you know about router, because in Palo Alto, running means saved configuration and candidate configuration means unsaved configuration, right? So to maintain these configurations, that is the role of your management plane. How these running to, for example, in Palo Alto, whenever you will be doing any site of any type of configuration, you are configuring your interfaces, IP addresses and all, you have to save it. How you save? You have to hit the commit button. You have to commit the configuration. Commit, it is like a save button of your firewall. So this commit will be changing your unsaved to saved configuration. That means whatever you do have, it is like you have two pages, different pages. This is my configuration file somewhere. Let's say here I have my candidate configuration. Okay, this is my candidate configuration. Here it is my running configuration. So right now I'm doing anything over here. Whatever I'm typing here, it is not being saved. So this is my candidate configuration. The moment I hit commit button or commit type command, so every single thing, this candidate configuration will be totally cut from the candidate and it will be copied to it will be transferred from here to running configuration. So you will be having nothing in the candidate. It will be keep on getting wiped off. So now everything will be coming here in the running configuration. So this part, whatever you have now done or configured so far, next time if you have logged out, it will be still there. But if you forget to commit, then these changes won't be there, right? So we have certain kind of operations. For example, I want to save this configuration. I don't want to turn into running configuration, but I just want to save it with some external different file. That is also possible. So that we normally say save candidate configuration, so that you can have external. You don't want to disturb the running configuration. You don't want to come this part to come here, but you want to save it. For example, let's say you have a very huge configuration. You have at least 100 policies to configure, 100 ACL rules you have to configure. And now let's say it is the end of your day and it is your end of your shift. You want to continue these all things from tomorrow onwards. So what you will say, this is my day one, right? This is my day one activity. And you just don't want to commit it right now, but you want to copy somewhere, save it. So you can do it, no problem. Similarly, you can say day 2, day 3. And at end of the day, let's say this is your Friday, day 5. Now you want to commit and everything will come here. So we do have certain kind of management, configuration management actions also. That will be the part of your training. But just for the overview type, I'm saying we do have two type of configuration in the Palo Alto Firewall. It is called running, that is saved. Our candidate means totally unsaved. If you log off, all things will be wiped off. That's it. So now your management plane is responsible for all these things, how to save it, how to extract it, how to turn into candidate to running. So this is all the job of your management plane only. So what about user access? User access means, let's say I have a firewall here, and how normally I take the user access. Anyone would like to talk about routers user access? How we take the user access on router?
Telnet or SSH.
Yeah, you can go for SSH, you can go for console, serial, anything, right? We do have different.
Right.
Similarly, we do have very important interface that comes under your management plane. It is called management interface. So we say that management interface. This management interface, it is IP based interface. So you can have IP over here. So this IP could be private, public, whatever you want. So there will be one IP. So what you can do, you can have one serial. So here we have also a variety of ways how you can take the user access, CLI, GUI, whatever you want. If you want CLI based, then you can use your console cable, right? But if you want, or serial cables are also there, you can go for. So these are the, let's say, CLI options. But if I want to have the GUI access, you have to use your management interface. How you will take it? So you have to connect one PC over here, and you will be giving this connection as the same network. So you will give, let's say, this is my PC IP, this is my management IP. So here we can give my management IP, I can give 192. This is the default also, 192.168.1.1/24. This is my firewall side IP. And I want to give my PC also, that is directly connecting to my management so that I can take the user access. So that will be 192.168.1.2, let's say, because they must be on the same networks as per the computer network rules, RFC number 1918. So that is the rule. So now what will happen? You will go to the Google Chrome or any internet browser. You will open page like this, HTTPS not www. You have to type 192 management IP of your firewall, and then you hit enter. Once you will be hitting enter, it will ask you enter login username and your password. So it will ask you these two details, and then you have to enter your username and password. It is called admin. Default one, admin is the password. So this is the default one. So this is how you will take the user access from GUI, graphical user interface perspective. So if you want to take the GUI access, this is the way. If you want to take the CLI access, then it will open it and it will ask you here, you do not want to have anything. You do not have to have your management IP also. So it will go with the default settings and you can check always. So there is a command. Okay, on CLI now, there are two main modes, right? So one is called your operational mode. Another one is called your configuration mode, or we normally say it is configure mode. Operational mode means everything will be looking like, for example, when you will be on the CLI, first thing that it will ask you, it will say login. Let's say you have logged in as admin and it will show you this greater than sign. This is your operational mode. Here few show commands will work because it is Linux environment. You always go for this kind of configuration part. Then you put show and then say question mark. It will give you all possible possibilities that you can have with this command. So similarly, if you want to enter into the configuration mode, because commit command, if you want to have the commit command, if you want to save your configuration, that won't work under operational mode. So you have to, under this one, you have to say configure, and then it will ask, now you will be into the configuration mode. Here your other part of configurations will work. For example, you want to give any IP to interface, you want to create a VPN, you want to create a user, everything would work under the configuration mode. And here your commit will also work. So these are the two modes of your CLI based. So in this case, that is up to you how you want to take the user access, either CLI or your GUI. Next part is your data plane. So data plane, it is the real traffic that you are generating over the internet. So for example, let's say this is my very small firewall. So we do have variety of firewall. PA200 firewall. This is a hardware firewall. By the way, we do have different kind of firewalls, hardware, software, VMware, so many things. If any firewall, they have naming convention. Palo Alto's hardware-based firewall. We call it box also. So we name it PA 200. PA means Palo Alto 200. This is a hardware-based firewall. And this is the first one that starts with. Now, if I have a VM-based firewall, so that we will say PA, then VM will be mentioned, and we will say 50, 100, 200. These are all the variety of into the VM. Functionality-wise, both are amazing, exactly the same way they work. So this is like how they will be working. So these are different kind of naming conventions. So let's say we are working on this PA200 firewall. PA200 firewall, they have 4 interfaces only. That 4 interfaces means I'm talking about your real data plane interfaces, where you can connect any router, switch, further PC, your LAN, your servers, anything you can do, any IPsec tunnel you want, you can create. So these are the interfaces where you will create, generate, filter all the data here. So let's say in our topology, this is my LAN side, right? And this side I'm connecting, here somewhere is ISP I'm connecting to, and somewhere my data is going out of this perimeter device. This is my server, here I'm connecting, right? Okay, so this is my server. Here you can have some other, server number 2 or some other LAN WAN maybe. So you can have some other connection here. So this will be having IPs. But Palo Alto, we do have types of firewall. We can have route-based firewall. We can have zone-based firewall. So your Palo Alto firewall, it is a zone-based firewall. Every single data plane's interface, it is mapping towards a for sure zone. So let's say if it is my Ethernet, this is my Ethernet 1, this is my Ethernet 2, this is Ethernet 3, and this is my Ethernet 4. So minimum, you have some options. You can have Ethernet 1, 2, 3, 4, all into zone 1. But you have to create a zone. That is a rule. Every interface must be a part of a particular zone. It could be all of them, they can participate. Or you can have a combination. Maybe you can pick 1 and 2 in zone 1, 3 and 4 into zone 2, maybe 1 and 3 into. So there is no rule you can have. But only thing is maximum you can have. How many zones we can have maximum? For example, there are 4 interfaces. That means there will be 4 zones. You can keep interface number 1 in zone 1. This is zone 2, this is zone 3 and zone 4. So that's what my idea is. Minimum 1 zone, maximum as per equal to number of interfaces that you have available on the firewall. But you have to have the zone. That is a concept behind your Palo Alto. Palo Alto firewall will take every kind of decision. It will filter the packet. It will do every single decision based upon the zone factor only. So zone is the main backbone of your Palo Alto firewall. Let's say these are my interfaces. So I was saying firewall is a device that will create those rules, ACL rules, network address translation rules, any kind of VPN rules, then we do have your site-to-site VPN, remote site VPN, anything could be there. So those all rules we generate for these data plane interfaces. You do not have to create any rule for your management interface. So the management interface, it is designed for some different kind of purpose. You're trying to filter the traffic that is generated for your traffic. So your traffic is your data plane. You will create the security and NAT rules for your data plane. So that is the main concept. So Palo Alto firewall, whatever the decisions they will take the decision based upon which zone the data is coming from, which zone it is going towards. Further, it will check, okay, fine. Do I have routing, netting, security policy for these or not? So that we will cover in the packet flow. If we will have, you all will be, I hope we will see in the class. So that will be the packet flow of your firewall. So that is just an overview of your firewall, right? What are the various important and significant elements of Palo Alto firewall? So you have to understand there are terminologies that will be new because it is a Linux environment. So there will be few terms new that you will be learning. For example, how to fetch the log file, how to take the CLI, how to go for the GUI based. To understand the topology, that is the main factor here. Whatever the topology we will be having in the classes, So first topology will be first thing that you have to understand. That is important. Okay, so anyway, I think we are already, I talked too much. Any questions for me, please? Anyone who is having any question for me?
Ma'am, with this course, what kind of global certification we can go with after we completing this
Okay,
course?
now, okay, yes. Now let me, technically, okay, I understand there is no question. Now I want to proceed with his question. So first thing that what we will have in this course, there is a certification. It is called PCNSC. Okay, it is a Palo Alto Certified Network Security Engineer. We do have one more certification. It is called PCNSA. So that is a Palo Alto Certified Network Security Associate. You are not going for it. You are going for PCNSC. This is what you are going to solve the cases on floor, and this is what the required, this is most demanded certification in the market right now, PCNSC. PCNSC, it is for the engineers, for the people who are in the technical background. So you have to do it. So this course, this PCNSC course, whatever we are going to have, normally there is a 90 minutes course, right? 90-minute exam. So there will be 90 minutes and there will be 75 questions. So you have to cover all those 75 questions, and there will be some minimum criteria. Most of the time it is 80%. So you have to acquire 80% out of it, and you will be PCNSC qualified then. This could be your, there is no prerequisite. You do not need to have CCNA. You do not have to have any previous certification. PCNSC itself, it could be your first certification of life also, no problem. So you can go directly if you, whenever you will be prepared. So whatever the topics I will cover in this training, most of the time they will be the part of this PCNSC training. So now I would like to talk about those training topic. So number one, you will go for this overview stuff, because what is firewall, what are elements of firewall, management plane, data plane, that's what we will cover. Second thing, it will be your interfaces type. Okay, because here in 1 hour demo, I really can't explain you everything, but I tried my best. So for example, I talked about those data plane interfaces. These data plane interfaces, you can assign particular type, layer 3, layer 2, you have tab, vWire, then you do have HA, high availability. So these are the further types that you can assign to data plane interfaces only, not management. So interfaces types we will understand here. Then you will go through your policies. Okay. And then you, under policies, you will go for NAT policy, security policy. There are multiple things. You have authentication also, SSL decryption policies. So many things are there. And then you have certain things called HA. It is called high availability. We do have two type of modes under high availability. One is called active passive. Another one is called active active. So active lab perspective, we won't be able to do it. So, and moreover, it is not even that kind of required. Active passive, yes, everything is available, your labs and everything is perfectly working. So active passive is what in the detail we will go also. And I will be giving you some certain kind of use cases and some cases. We will study them, like how to troubleshoot a particular case also on a high availability. So there will be a very deep level of troubleshooting. And then number 5, you go for VPN. So that is IPsec tunnel will be here. Then number 6, URL filtering. Number 7, app ID. And then number 8, you will go for your SSL decryption part. Okay. And then your number 9, we do have something called Global Protect GP. GP app, GP lab, I mean to say. So whatever we could do in the GP lab. So this is your remote VPN. This is site to site. This is remote VPN. And then I have something really important thing that is your packet flow. I normally take it in my own way. So packet flow we will see in a different variety, because these all topics will be changing the way how the firewall will take the decision. So packet flow will be varied from case to case. Number 11, we will check life of a session. Okay, what is a session and what is a packet? Life of session will come here. Then number 12, config management. Number 13, we will go for your licensing and software upgradation. Software upgradation. And then licensing, number 14th. So these all topics will be here. Other than that, if I'm okay, 15th is user ID. All right, so these are the highlights of this course. So you have to understand these everything. And when you will be entering this course, only this is what is main focused thing. Focus thing means here is the main area. If you will be finding any difficulties, so that is your vulnerable area. But if you will be paying very good attention from day one only, whatever I'm saying, so this will be your strongest part also, because based upon this, your full course will go ahead. If you are keep on forgetting whatever, how to configure management IP, how to take CLI, how to take GUI, first of all, how does your topology is connected. So these are the building blocks. If you will not be paying attention to them, that doesn't matter how many classes you are attending, you will never understand the packet flow. That is for sure. So these are the topics that we will cover here, and I will be providing you, so the daily there will be recordings. In case you are missing any class, next time you can go through that recording and you can join the class also. So occasionally once in a month, or sometimes two times in a month, I conduct. So there are different trainers, they have their own ways. So according to me, in my all batches, I conduct some sort of quiz means so that you can come to know, what you don't know, how much you remember and all. So these quiz will be there. I usually take some AI based tools. Normally I conduct my all quiz on there only, and your reports will be generated as per your responses, whatever the quiz response. And this is what the list of topics. And there is one more topic, it is called panorama. So panorama, it is not the part of this course. This course is only designed for your fundamental levels, and panorama, there is a different course for this one. If you want, you can go ahead, because you need at least 1.5 months or 2 months for panorama only. So this course will be 2 months duration, and we will be covering these 15 points. Panorama, if you want, you please join the different course. Okay, so that is also offering by the networking team, so you can go ahead with that. So that is
part of firewall.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. And every day the session will be for 1 hour or 2 hours?
This is weekday batch, right? You all are here.
Yeah.
Then it is 1 hour.
Okay, yeah. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks for answering my all the queries.
If you can also mention your working experience, please, so that little bit positivity will come in our.
Working as, sorry, you are asking me?
Yes, ma'am. If you can please throw some light on your working experience also.
Okay, sure. I already told you, I think you missed my intro part in the beginning, right? So basically, this is my 10th year is going on working as corporate trainer, right? So I worked with Palo Alto Networks since last it's been 7 years now. So I started my career as their tech, then I went to platinum support, and I am handling it's like whenever I want, I'm bored from the training purpose, then I go to the floor and I handle those cases also. So I am the formal trainer with Palo Alto Networks.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And we wish that this training should be.
Yes.
मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि ये आपने लिनक्स के बारे में बात की है
जी,
तो ये सारे फंक्शन जो हैं ये लिनक्स पे होंगे या कि उसके लिए कोई अलग सॉफ्टवेयर जो है वो डाउनलोड करना होगी?
No. Your firewall is already having that operating system. So
okay.
already operating system is included. Anwar, meri Hindi achhi nahi hai actually. That is the reason I'm talking in English. I'm really
You
good
may talk in English, no problem.
I'm good in Punjabi or English. So, but Hindi is something that I know it's not good. That's why I feel shy to talk in Hindi. But yes, you don't need to have any external software. We do have already pre-installed everything.
That's right. Okay.
Okay.
Shagun, what about the lab access? Like during the duration of the classes, we do have the lab access, right? But after, let's say, someone needs to practice, then the labs are provided alongside with it, or like we do have.
Yeah, guys. So let's take example that if in case this course duration is 60 days, so additional 30 days you guys are getting to do the practice and all after the course also.
Okay, because I've been in conversation with one of the, I guess, representatives of Network Kings. He said that if you, like, let's say you complete the course after 2 months and then you need to practice on the labs, then either you can take on the labs, like you can purchase the labs, or if you're knowledgeable, then you can create your own labs in eventually. So that's
no, that's not the problem. So basically, I'll tell you, I'm managing these all the admissions and all. So basically, just for the information purpose, they're giving details that yes, you have access only during the trainings only, but we are not rigid. Like, see, people are coming for the learning. If in case they're not doing a practical and all, there is no point to learn these advanced courses. So we are not rigid about the duration and all. It can be extended. We are not going to charge anything if somebody is enrolled for the programs.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and there is, and is there any other like Panorama batch that is going on right now?
See, guys, I'll tell you, we delivered 3 or 4 Panorama batches where we have to take a direct like a pod from Palo Alto. So that is expensive. It's just only for the one pod we supposed to pay around 400 euros. So if in case you guys are okay, we can take a pod. We can give you a certain timeline, like this is a time for you, this is a time for you. But yes, the batch cannot be extended more than 14-15 people because that's very difficult. We can take a 4 or 5 pods. So that I'll discuss with you tomorrow when we are going to start with the classes. Okay.
I just forgot your name. May I know your name, please?
My name is Gaurav, and additionally, what I can do, if in case if you don't want to do it in that way, so whatever the batches we delivered for the Panorama, I'll give you video access to that. Additionally.
Because the only reason why I'm asking.
Yeah, Gaurav, that will help. Yeah.
Yes, right. Because I'll tell you, some people can afford like a 500, 400 euros, but that's a very high amount, honestly. So this is the reasons what we are giving additionally, but whatever the batches we delivered for the Panorama, we guys are giving access to these videos so that at least if you don't have like a lab, at least you can see the things, because whatever the things that we delivered in the Panorama, it's not like a video, the content what we created, it's only for the video purpose. It's a live batches what we delivered in the past. So it's two-way communications with the trainers and all.
Yeah, in the classes.
Hi, Gaurav.
Daily 1 hour classes.
Gaurav.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Nilesh is here. Actually, Panorama batches, it is different from the Palo Alto Firewall.
Yes, right. Panorama itself is a different course.
Okay, Panorama is a different. So one thing, suppose that if I want to configure lab through EVNG, if I get the problem to configure the EVNG